What if Bruce Wayne was born in the Dragon Ball Z world? The Waynes live in West City and are one of the wealthiest families in the world. The Wayne family was walking home one day when they found themselves suddenly attacked by an assassin. Mercenary Tao executes Thomas and Martha Wayne with a Dodon Ray, telling young Bruce Wayne the Falcones send their regards, before flying away. The only thing young Bruce Wayne sees is the crane symbol on his back. He decides then and there to dedicate his life towards fighting the injustice that took his parents. The injustice that's plaguing this world. And he begins to study martial arts. Now, these events take place perpendicular to the first season of Dragon Ball. Alfred tells Bruce Wayne about the turtle hermit Master Roshi, and Bruce decides to seek him out. He arrives right when Goku and Krillin do, and the three of them are accepted as students under Master Roshi. He doesn't share his intentions right away, but Master Roshi knows that there's something more. As they start their training, it's apparent that Bruce Wayne is severely far behind, especially when compared to Goku. But rather than let this deter him, Bruce Wayne realizes how far and vast his potential truly is. And as they grow closer, Goku shares to Bruce about the Dragon Balls and how he was hunting them with his friend Bulma. Bruce immediately thinks to himself, wish orbs? He can wish his parents back to life? Maybe he doesn't have to put in all this work after all. Maybe he can just wish his parents back. But it dawns on him that every day there's another Bruce Wayne. Every day some child loses their parents due to injustice. This is something he's constantly wrestling with, as he doesn't want to get his hopes too high. As these three and their master continue bonding and growing, Bruce Wayne one night eventually shares his secret, finally sharing the depths of his pain with Master Roshi and his two comrades. How his parents were forcefully ripped from his life, and how he wants to be a means to avenge them and to prevent this from ever happening again. Now, the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament is rapidly approaching, and the three boys want to test their skills. However, Bruce Wayne realizes while his strength has increased exponentially, he is still severely behind that of Krillin and even more so Goku. Now, after the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, we know Goku goes off on his own to train and hunt for the Dragon Balls, while Krillin stays behind with Master Roshi, and in this time period, Bruce Wayne is going to decide to stay behind as well. Now, honestly, everything really remains the same up until the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. Because instead of Tien Shinhan fighting Mercenary Tao, it's gonna be Bruce Wayne. Bruce has already met some Crane School students with Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, but now he gets to face the man who killed his family. And during this time period, Bruce Wayne has gotten significantly stronger, and he's able to easily overpower the robot General Tao, humiliating him in front of his brother, humiliating him in front of every single attendee of the World Martial Arts Tournament. He shows him mercy, the mercy he learned from Master Roshi. Justice, not vengeance. Mercenary Tao curses Bruce Wayne as he walks away from him. He launches a Dodon Ray at Bruce's back, and Bruce Wayne turns around and launches a Kamehameha of his own. Now, a creative detail I'm going to choose is that Bruce's Kamehameha is pitch black, matching the energy and the sadness he feels in his soul. I mean, it is a what-if scenario about Bruce Wayne being in Dragon Ball, so I feel like I have some creative liberties here. Now, as Mercenary Tao's Dodon Ray and Bruce Wayne's Black Kamehameha clash, it's clear that Bruce has the advantage. The general pushes himself to the max, eventually his robotic parts overheating and he explodes. Master Roshi and Bruce Wayne's friends assure him that he wasn't the one who caused Mercenary Tao's death, but Bruce understands, but he still feels a little responsible. He is Batman after all. So now, after the wedding of Chi-Chi and Goku, Bruce tells his friends that he is going to be traveling the world learning martial arts and techniques, gathering as much knowledge as he can and gaining as much power as he can. Now, so when we skip forward to the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, the reunion at Kame House, Bruce Wayne is ready to tell his friends about the plan for Batman. Of course, it's going to get interrupted by Raditz, who hates Batman. He drops the revelation that Goku is actually an alien, a Saiyan named Kakarot. But now, after Raditz kidnaps Gohan, it's Bruce, Piccolo, and Goku who decide to go save the little boy. Now, Bruce Wayne is actually at Goku's level at this point, and actually a little bit stronger. You see, within this 5-year time period, Wayne Tech and Capsule Corp have created a gravity room. Bruce realized the effectiveness of weighted training and decided to push this to the max. He has also figured out a way to create his own sensu beans. with production being much faster than that of Corrin's. Bruce Wayne is still a genius after all, so now when the three warriors arrive to face Raditz, it is a much more even fight. But unfortunately, Raditz still severely overpowers them, and despite having an extra body, everything kinda goes the same. We see Gohan's outburst as Piccolo charges up a special beam cannon. Bruce and Goku each desperately grabbing one of Raditz's limbs as Piccolo charges up his attack. Piccolo launches his special beam cannon, but Raditz pushes Bruce away at the last minute. Goku instantly jumps to his back and grabs both of his limbs, both getting pierced by the special beam. Picking up Raditz's scouter, they hear Vegeta telling them that they have 1 year before the Saiyans arrive to avenge their comrade. And how Nappa is basically like 3 Raditzes, and that Vegeta himself is even more powerful. Bruce and the Z-Fighters realize how much they're going to have to train in this next year in order to combat this Saiyan attack. So now, instead of Piccolo just kidnapping Gohan and going off into the woods, Bruce Wayne is going to offer to take Gohan in and train him, and he extends this offer to both the Z-Fighters and to Piccolo, telling them to meet him at Wayne Manor by tomorrow morning. All the Z-Fighters and Piccolo arrive at Wayne Manor the next morning. They are very warmly welcomed by Alfred, who offers them some tea as they wait for Bruce Wayne to arrive. They are in complete awe at Wayne Manor, considering they've never been here before. This is when Bruce Wayne arrives with both of his parents. He tells the gang that during the 5 years he was training, he created his own dragon radar and used the Dragon Balls to wish his parents back to life. Bruce tells him this is not going to deter him from his plan in fighting injustice, because every day there's another Bruce Wayne being born, and as long as there's crime and evil in this world, he will fight it. I feel like it makes sense for Bruce Wayne in this scenario to wish his parents back to life, but I still want to keep him Batman, and obviously the childhood trauma of seeing your parents get like brutally murdered in front of you will stick with him. And they're honestly not going to play much of a big role in this story going forward. But after tea is had and the introductions are made, Bruce Wayne introduces the Z-Fighters to his biggest invention yet, the gravity chamber. And in Dragon Ball, we know the effectiveness of gravity training. In 6 days, Goku was able to go from a power level of 15,000 to like over 90,000. And yes, he's a Saiyan and he got Zenkais, but guess what? So is Gohan. Also, the Z-Fighters are no pushovers. And with Bruce providing all the necessary accommodations, the Z-Fighters do not need to leave. That means no time is wasted and they are training non-stop for the year. Everyone's power levels are through the roof compared to their canon counterparts. Let's cover them. Yamcha, Krillin, and Tien are all over 30,000. Piccolo has seen significant gains and is at 50,000. Bruce Wayne is a little above him at 60,000, while Gohan is at a whopping 150,000. And with Bruce Wayne's mental training, Gohan has full control over his ki and his power. Gohan is totally going to become Robin. Like, that's what's happening. Even Chaozu alone is at 15,000. Yajirobe would stop by for Bruce Wayne's famous buffets, and even him, with the little training he did, is at 20,000. Meaning that both Yajirobe and Chaozu could wipe out Nappa. And I know Gohan seems a little overpowered at 150,000, but the reality is he should probably be even more overpowered. Using his deep space satellites, he finds out that the Saiyans are exactly 3 days away. And being the master of prep time, Bruce Wayne has already gathered all 7 Dragon Balls in order to wish Goku back to life. And he's gonna phrase this wish in the perfect way so that Goku teleports right where they are. And now when the Saiyans arrive, everyone's power is suppressed because they know they can't sense ki. Using their scouters, they laugh before releasing the Cybermen. The Z-Fighters throw ki blasts to the ground, creating dust clouds everywhere while they take care of the Cybermen. And while this is going on, Bruce Wayne launches ki attacks at the Saiyans' scouters. And his ki looks like batarangs, because he's Batman. Now, if the Saiyan Scouter is destroyed, they have no idea how severely outmatched they are. Vegeta 6 Nappa on the Z-Fighters, but Bruce Wayne knocks him out with one spinning back kick. Vegeta, the Z-Fighters, Goku, everyone is absolutely shocked. They knew how strong Bruce was, but having seen it firsthand is a different story. Goku realizes he might be the weakest one here. Vegeta is disgusted and shocked. Vegeta throws up a power ball and decides to turn into a great ape. And now, with a power level of 180,000, he is the strongest fighter here. Matched only by Gohan, who has a power level of 150,000. But Piccolo is focused on making sure Gohan doesn't transform into a Grade 8 because he cannot yet control the form. Batman and Goku start coordinating with the other Z fighters. As Vegeta completes his transformation, Bruce Wayne jumps into the air and launches a Dark Knight Flash. This is basically the opposite of a solar flare in that everything in the surrounding area becomes pitch black. And with Bruce and the other Z fighters being able to sense ki, they know exactly where Vegeta is. Bruce's ability to sense ki is so sharp and precise, he basically has detective vision. Goku, Tien, Yamcha, Yajirobe, and Chiaotzu are all pulling on Grade 8 Vegeta's tail, while Krillin charges up a Destructo Disc and Batman charges up a Batarang. Successfully launching their attacks, they cut off Grade 8 Vegeta's tail. Vegeta is absolutely shocked and disgusted. How could they cut his tail off so fast? What are these people? Why are the beings on this planet so strong? They're such an inferior life form to him, the Saiyan Prince. Angered, he launches ki blasts at everybody, which they easily deflect except for Piccolo. He was so focused on Gohan, he dropped his guard and got his arm chopped off. Goku instinctively yells to Piccolo, telling him that if he dies, the Dragon Balls will go with him. Bruce and Goku approach the enraged Vegeta, trying to make peace, trying to find amnesty. But Vegeta's not having it. This is when Goku asks Bruce if he can fight Vegeta, that he has something he wants to show off. Powering up into his Max Kaioken, he's easily able to defeat a weakened Vegeta. As Vegeta lays there beaten and broken, he tells Goku to avenge the Saiyans, to avenge their race, to defeat Frieza, before passing out from his injuries. Everyone's celebration is cut short by the announcement of Frieza. Who the hell is this? And why did Vegeta seem so afraid of him? A minute ago, he was threatening to blow up the planet and now he's asking for their help? Everyone is very confused. But with none of the Z fighters dying, there isn't going to be a Namek arc. Goku and the rest of the Z fighters bring Nappa and Vegeta back to Wayne Manor, gathering their ships as well. Bulma flies over immediately when she realizes they have some alien technology. Alfred has the unconscious Saiyans placed into one of the guest bedrooms. And once the Saiyans gain consciousness, Bruce and Goku approach them and ask, who is Frieza? Nappa and Vegeta are way too weak and injured to do anything. They are barely able to get up out of their beds to talk. Vegeta begins to tell them the truth, that Frieza is the one who enslaved them, enslaved the Saiyan race. That he destroyed their home planet, Planet Vegeta, a planet he was destined to rule, eradicating most of the Saiyans. Frieza told them that it was a meteor that hit Planet Vegeta, but Vegeta and Nappa know better. He always feared the Saiyan potential. Vegeta then says he's the greatest evil and the greatest threat to this universe, and how he's heard rumors that his base form has a power level of 500,000, and that he has transformations that push him even further beyond. Bruce and Goku look at each other before nodding, telling the injured Saiyans that they'll help them if they promise not to destroy the planet Earth once this is done. And in order to extend an olive branch to the two, Bruce Wayne gives them each half a Senzu bean, allowing them to instantly recover about half of their energy. Even with half a Senzu, they get a pretty decent Zenkai boost and are much more powerful than they were before. And Bruce, being able to sense ki so strongly, realizes how powerful they just got. And he wants to study this effect and how and why Saiyans seem to improve and get much stronger when they come back from near-death injuries. Bruce calls all the Z fighters into the guest room and tells them that they need to begin training immediately, that 500,000 is a power level that no one has ever heard of or seen before. So their preparation is gonna have to be something that hasn't been done before. And Bulma mentions that the plans for the 500 times gravity chamber are ready. Everyone is shocked. 500 times gravity? Is that even possible? And Bruce says yes, he's ran the simulations and the human body and Saiyan physiology can handle this. They just need to build up to it, telling the Z fighters that this is going to be their goal, to master 500 times gravity, something that no one has ever done before in the history of humanity. Vegeta then gets scared and realizes that his scouter was still on the table. And he tells Vegeta not to worry, he already had Bulma disable any communications going into the scouter. No one is gonna hear anything. And Vegeta's impressed. This blue-haired woman seems pretty smart and feisty. So after almost a year of training at this point, the Saiyans' power levels have exploded. Every single Saiyan's power level is gonna be in the mid-millions at this point. And Goku has been working at Kaioken to the point where a times 20 multiplier is fairly easy for him. If Goku's base power is 3 million, with a Kaioken times 20, he can go all the way up to 60 million. And with Bruce's master of ki control, he's actually able to keep up with the Saiyans in training. Unfortunately, he doesn't benefit from Zenkais the same way the Saiyans do, but he overcomes this by training 3 times more. Having recreated Korin Senzus, he basically has an unlimited supply of them. So his power level is similar to that of Goku and Vegeta's in base. And he's also learned the Kaioken from Goku, as well as the Spirit Bomb. And also during this time, he's been doing genetic tests on the Saiyans, trying to figure out the source of their infinite power. And as he's sharing the results of some of these tests, he tells the Saiyans that they might be able to transform into something even without their tails. And this is when Vegeta mentions, is he talking about Super Saiyan, that legendary form his ancestors used? Bruce tells him he doesn't know, but their DNA suggests a chance at a rapid evolution. They just need to figure out the catalyst. During this time on Earth, Vegeta and Bulma end up bonding, and she gets pregnant with his child, Trunks. It is around year 763, future Trunks is about 6 months from arriving. Bruce tells Vegeta it's time to attack Frieza. The team will be himself, Nappa, Vegeta, Goku, and Gohan. Now the rest of the Z Fighters are all way more powerful than they were in canon, but they're not nearly as strong as the team selected. Piccolo is chosen to stay behind in case they need the Dragon Balls. Bruce, with the help of Bulma and Dr. Briefs, has created a long-range communication device so that he can contact Piccolo and the team in case anything goes wrong. The Dragon Balls are gathered on the lookout just before Bruce's team leaves. The plan is simple. They're going to have Vegeta and Nappa walk them into Frieza's throne room as pseudo-prisoners and then take them by surprise. They land on Frieza's planet. Vegeta and Nappa then bring them into the palace. Vegeta approaches Frieza, who is sitting on his throne, laughing. He asks Vegeta if he found some Saiyan friends. Remember that Gohan still has his tail. Before Vegeta can power up, he senses another energy. King Cold arrives and tells Frieza to hurry up with his playthings as they have work to do. They weren't expecting King Cold to be here as well. Bruce and the others are on guard but still suppressed, waiting for Vegeta to attack. As King Cold exits, Vegeta powers up to max and launches at Frieza, blasting him into nothing, blitzing the evil Emperor so fast that he couldn't even react. The Frieza force begins attacking as the planetary alarm starts ringing. They are all cannon fodder for Bruce Wayne and his crew. Vegeta then tells them they have to take out King Cold, otherwise he'll never stop hunting them down. Cold flies back and it's too late. He can't see Frieza anywhere. All he sees is ash where the throne was. Releasing a monstrous amount of energy as he powers up, King Cold launches death beams at everyone. With their guard up, everyone is able to easily deflect or dodge these. He commands all the Frieza force to attack, temporarily overwhelming the group with sheer numbers as he goes after Gohan, the perceived weakest one. Gohan is not a pushover. He's able to hold his own against King Cold. However, King Cold is much more experienced. He begins to play mind games with the young child, trying to goad him into dropping his guard. Telling Gohan he's not going to kill him. He's going to keep him barely alive. He wants him to see what he's going to do to his father. Gohan begins to release more and more of his energy, getting angrier and angrier. King Cold then launches a powerful death beam, not at Gohan, but at Goku, whose back is turned. Now Goku would be able to deflect this on his own, however, Gohan is a young child. He's angry and he's worried about his father, so he drops his guard for a millisecond trying to help. That millisecond is all King Cold wanted. Charging up with a huge attack and hitting Gohan while his guard was down, erasing the child completely. Goku deflects the death beam before his eyes go completely blank. Vegeta, Nappa, and Bruce look on as Goku's face is still and emotionless. Bruce reports what just happened to Piccolo as he looks on in awe. Goku's power level begins to surge as he lets out an emotional cry. His hair begins to stand up as a brilliant golden aura begins to surround him. With an enraged scream, Goku transforms. He becomes a Super Saiyan. Everyone is awestruck at Goku's power. King Cold is terrified, and before he can even react, Goku is on him. Blinded by rage and fury, he begins pummeling King Cold into the ground, pushing him deeper and deeper into the planet's crust as he launches a Kamehameha straight at him, destroying both King Cold and the planet's core. The Frieza Force begins immediately evacuating the planet, and Bruce goes to Goku, who has passed out from his transformation. The team retreats back to their ship and flies off as they see the planet erupt in the background. Bruce updates Piccolo as to what has happened, and everyone is saddened for Gohan. But they remember they can wish him back. That's why they gathered the Dragon Balls. Bruce gives Goku a Senzu bead and tells him what happened. Goku is upset, but Bruce reminds him that Gohan can be brought back with the Dragon Balls, and this comforts Goku. Vegeta and Nappa also try to comfort Goku in their own way, telling him that in his anger he tapped into something. He became a Super Saiyan and surpassed everyone. Bruce tells the group that the catalyst for the transformation must have been the intense emotional anguish he felt in that moment. By the time they arrive back on Earth, Gohan has already been wished back. He jumps into his father's arms and the two embrace. Now at this point, they have a few weeks until future Trunks arrives, and Goku is trying to figure out how to turn into Super Saiyan at will. He is able to learn how to transform at will, however, unfortunately, Vegeta and Nappa do not have access to the transformation just yet. Bruce and the others are training when they suddenly feel an unfamiliar energy around them. They approach it and find a purple-haired boy, a Saiyan named Trunks. Bruce and Goku begin speaking to the boy, and Trunks realizes he's actually in a different timeline because he's never heard of Bruce Wayne. He also thought that Nappa had died. He warns the group about the androids and gives Goku the heart medication, telling him that he's going to be back in 3 years to help them. With the warning of 3 years, Bruce uses this time to help Goku perfect Super Saiyan. Nappa and Vegeta unlock the form as well, and even Gohan has tapped into it once. During the 3 years of training, Bruce did try to look for Dr. Gero's lab, despite Goku telling him he wishes to fight the androids. Unfortunately, Gero was able to stay hidden from Bruce while he worked on his androids. Now the androids in this saga are going to scale slightly higher than the fighters, despite them being much stronger than their canon counterparts. It doesn't matter how strong the fighters got, because Gero was studying them and he wanted to make sure his androids were stronger than all of them. Now let's scale the fighters so we know where everybody ranks in terms of power. Goku is the strongest here, having mastered Super Saiyan in the 3-year time skip. Vegeta and Nappa are underneath Goku, having unlocked Super Saiyan but not yet mastering the form. And Gohan is right under them, unable to unlock Super Saiyan, but he seems to have some huge hidden potential. Now for the humans, Bruce Wayne is actually the strongest human by far, being able to match the Saiyans in their base form, and he actually perfected Kaioken. He's able to use a times 50 multiplier with little to no strain. Tien, Krillin, and Yamcha are all relative to each other, pushing each other to grow constantly, and Bruce has motivated them, seeing how much stronger he is, and he's not even an alien, he's just another human like them. Now Piccolo's base is still more powerful than he was in canon, however he's not as strong as he should be because he never got to fuse with Nail, and he hasn't fused with Kami just yet. So now the day arrives when the androids are supposed to attack. Androids 19 and the robot Gero appear in South City. Bruce had his satellites looking for the android body signatures. He couldn't track Gero's lab, but when the androids left their hideout, they were trackable. And with this new information, he was able to reverse engineer the location of Gero's lab, something that's eluded him for the past 3 years. Now the key difference here is with Bruce tracking them with the satellites, the androids are found with ease. And when Dr. Gero jumps Yamcha, he's so much stronger he's able to actually fight his way out. Bruce coordinates with the other Z fighters and has Goku bring the androids out of the city. In the open field, Goku and 19 begin their fight, but Goku succumbs to his heart virus. Vegeta and Nappa step in while Bruce helps Goku, giving him a special Senzu beam, infused with the medication that Trunks gave him. Goku gets up, slowly recovering. He's not 100%, but he's not immobilized like he was last time. Vegeta's fight with Android 19 goes exactly the same. He decimates the android while laughing and mocking him. Still, a top 3 Vegeta shit-talking moment. Nappa and Jiro's fight is much more interesting. Nappa may be more powerful, but he is a little dumb, and Jiro takes advantage of this, being able to grab him and steal some of his energy, blasting the Big Saiyan back. However, Nappa is able to grab a hold of one of his arms, ripping it off, and when Jiro begins to escape, Bruce uses a Dark Knight Flash to blind the android. Bruce's key sensing abilities are so heightened and honed in that he is actually able to sense the android's power. As he grabs Jiro and subdues him, future Trunks arrives. Trunks realizes that this is all wrong. These are not the androids that were terrorizing his future. In the confusion, Jiro uses his opportunity to remotely activate androids 18 and 19. As Jiro tries to sprint away, Nappa, still mad about their fight, does an open mouth blast, destroying Jiro. Bruce gets a notification that 3 android signatures are leaving Jiro's suspected base. The Z Fighters gather where Bruce tells them, and that's when they see androids 17, 18, and android 16. Their prime directive is killing Goku, and with Goku still not 100%, Vegeta and Nappa decide to fight 17 and 18. Unfortunately, despite being Super Saiyans, they are severely outclassed. They are knocked out and humiliated. Bruce steps in, activating his Kaioken times 50, telling the others to fall back if necessary to get Goku to safety. He is able to hold his own against Android 18, but when Android 17 steps in, he is clearly outmatched. Launching another Dark Knight Flash, he tells everyone to regroup at the lookout, telling them to suppress their ki because the androids have the capabilities of sensing them at long range. At the lookout, Piccolo looks at Kami, and Kami tells them they must unite as one once again, that their combined power should be enough to defeat the androids. However, right before they do, Bruce tells them that they can't risk the Dragon Balls disappearing. They need a contingency. Kami mentions he's gathered them and upgraded them for such a purpose. They can now make multiple stronger wishes. Bruce tells them, why not wish for them to go to the planet where they came from? Perhaps when Kami disappears, they can find a replacement guardian. They wish for Shenron to teleport them to the planet of Kami's birth. Piccolo, Bruce, and Kami arrive on Namek. Meanwhile, Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Nappa, and Trunks are training on the lookout. Popo tells them that there's some weird energy emanating from the Earth, and that something has landed. Goku, feeling better, suggests that they use the Room of Spirit and Time. It'll allow them to boost their power enough to defeat the androids once and for all. Vegeta and Trunks go in first. So now on Namek, Kami and Piccolo are able to convince the Elder Guru to grant them another guardian. Dende gets chosen and he seems very excited. Earth sounds like it's a lot of fun. The Elder Guru then offers Bruce and Piccolo the opportunity to draw out their hidden potential, telling them it'll increase their power dramatically. He also draws out Dende's potential to make sure the Earth's Dragon Balls are more powerful than ever. Piccolo fuses with Kami, and along getting his potential unleashed, his power is absolutely obscene. He might be the strongest fighter ever. Bruce also gets a huge boost in energy, and he logs the location of Namek via some Wayne tech. They are now the strongest fighters, and they use the Namekian Dragon Balls to get sent back to Earth. Dende immediately rebuilds the dragon, and the Dragon Balls glow, radiating in power. Now on Earth, Cell has been absorbing people. And I know Frieza and King Cold never came to Earth, so present Cell wouldn't have their DNA. However, let's say the Cell from Trunks' timeline does. Time travel, what are you gonna do? Android 17 gets absorbed while 16 is birdwatching and Android 18 is shopping. Everyone on the lookout senses a monstrous energy. Bruce and Piccolo immediately rush over to Cell, and honestly, Semi-Perfect Cell is no match for Bruce at this point. 16 and 18 watch as their enemies fight to protect them. Bruce tells Piccolo to tag in as he flies off to 16 and 18, telling them that he can sense their energy. They may be androids, but he's honed his senses to the point where energy is energy. He tells them he doesn't know what this creature is, but he's guessing he wants 18. They need to get her away because there's no telling how strong he can get if he absorbs her. 16 and 18 begin to leave when they notice Piccolo is demolishing Cell with ease. Cell is confused. How can Piccolo be this strong? He has his DNA and he is nowhere near this level of power. Piccolo is absolutely disgusted by this creature. Launching a massive special beam cannon, he obliterates every ounce of Cell. 18 cries out because she realizes that her brother, Android 17, is gone forever. Bruce, realizing how much she cares, tells her that they can bring him back, that he doesn't know what Gero did to them, but they can help. Now the Android saga ends with Bruce and Krillin going to Gero's lab and destroying the present version of Cell. They also find the blueprints for Android 17 and 18, realizing that they were human and that Gero put bombs in them. This makes the two of them empathetic towards the android twins. Back at the lookout, Bruce summons Shenron, wishing for all the victims of Cell to come back to life. Krillin then asks if he can turn the androids back into human, but Shenron says that's beyond his power. He then wishes for the bombs to be removed from within the android twins. 18, on the lookout, feels lighter as she senses her brother's energy back on Earth. Krillin notices her and she thanks him before she flies off. This is when Vegeta and Trunks then exit the time chamber. Vegeta is annoyed. What do you mean the battle's over? Nappa tries explaining what happened, but Vegeta isn't having it. He also notices how much stronger Bruce and Piccolo are. What the hell happened while he was in there? Goku and Gohan decide to go in because Goku wants to figure something out. He's not gonna just sit back and watch while everybody else surpasses him. Before he goes in, he asks if Popo can remove the 2-year time limit. He might need to spend a little longer in there. The father and son duo head inside and figure out there's levels beyond Super Saiyan. And he sees Gohan tap into a level even further beyond what we now know as Super Saiyan 2. And with no time crunch, Goku and Gohan both master Super Saiyan 2 before exiting the time chamber. Now, during the time skip to the Boo saga, Bruce Wayne officially adopts the persona of Batman. He's been training and fighting crime, essentially eliminating all of organized crime from West City. Gohan has actually joined him and adopted a persona of his own, calling himself Nightwing. And because of this, he's kept up with his training. Gohan loves being a superhero. Now in high school, he meets a girl called Videl, and their story goes largely the same. With Goku alive, Goten's training actually goes much better, and he is way stronger than his canon counterpart. Both him and Trunks spend a lot of time at Wayne Manor. They love training together, and Alfred is more than welcoming to these Saiyan hybrids. Nappa has gotten a job working at Capsule Corp as their head security advisor. Him and Vegeta like the Earth a lot, and alongside Kakarot, they train together all the time. Also, with Vegeta being on Earth longer, he's much more like his Dragon Ball Super counterpart at this point, and Nappa is like everyone's uncle. Spending time with Goten and Trunks, he tells them about their Saiyan heritage. Android 18 and Krillin still get together and they have their child Marin. 17 and 16 have moved to an island according to her. One day while shopping, Goku notices a sign for the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament, and he decides to join, which prompts everyone else to join as well. Now the tournament roster is different from canon. Nappa, Tien, Yamcha, 16 and 17 join alongside Piccolo, Gohan, Vegeta, and Goku. Bruce is gonna observe as a spectator, not wanting to risk his own identity. Now the tournament goes largely the same, except this time when Spokovich and Yamu attack Gohan, they get much more energy from him because he's so much stronger. Bruce is hesitant to let his friend get attacked, but him and Piccolo sense the Supreme Kai's energy. Something about the pressure it contains makes them respect the commands he's given. Once the Majin warriors fly away, Kibito tries to heal Gohan. Bruce says he has something better and feeds Gohan a Senzu Bean. Nappa, 17, Tien, and Yamcha stay behind, while Krillin, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, and Bruce take off after the duo. The Supreme Kai explains everything about Majin Buu. Everyone's power is so great that the Supreme Kai warns them not to release too much energy. Every time they do, they risk releasing Majin Buu. After arriving on the cliffside near the ship, they begin planning, but they are ambushed by Deborah, spitting on Piccolo and Krillin before attempting to kill Kibito. Bruce counters Deborah, saving Kibito in the process. They begin their fight while the Saiyan trio of Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta enter Babidi's ship. Bruce powers up into a perfected Kaioken times 100 and dispatches Deborah with ease. Piccolo and Krillin unfreeze and they are relieved to still be alive. In Babidi's ship, the Saiyan trio is easily able to dispatch the Majin warriors. However, once they reach Babidi, they find themselves teleported away. Majin Buu has collected enough energy to erupt from his shell. Shin kaikais everyone back to the ship and they see Majin Buu awaken. Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku begin to play rock, paper, scissors, seeing who's gonna get to fight this pink blob, and Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, wins. Vegeta easily explodes Buu, but the monster regenerates, and every time he destroys the blob, he comes back angrier and angrier. Eventually, in his anger, Buu erupts and splits into two, the pink blob and a sickly looking gray one. And the two Boos actually start fighting each other to everyone's confusion. Even Babidi doesn't know what the hell is going on. The sickly gray one turns the pink fat one into candy and then eats him. Super Buu is born and his power is monstrous and he destroys Babidi immediately, not wanting to take orders from that tiny wizard. Bruce and the Saiyan trio all attack Super Buu at once and he can't handle it. Realizing he needs to do something quick, otherwise he's gonna get destroyed, Buu comes up with a plan. While being ambushed, he breaks a tiny piece of himself off, and by the time Bruce or anyone realizes, it's too late. Gohan gets absorbed, and then Vegeta as well. Goku and Bruce are shocked at the power of this new fusion. Vegeta is the strongest form of Buu they've seen so far. I think he'd be stronger than his canon version at this point, despite Gohan not having ultimate, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Not knowing what else to do, the Kais quickly grab Goku and Bruce, taking them to their planet. Bruce, via communicator, tells Piccolo what's happened and tells everyone to go to the lookout and to grab Goten and Trunks. They might be the only hope to save this world. The Dragon Balls stay gathered at the lookout just in case. Everyone suppresses their keys as they sense the destruction down below. Vegeta has found a bakery and he's eating his way through the city. They might have some time for now. Piccolo takes Goten and Trunks to the time chamber. He's gonna train these boys harder than they've ever trained before. Goku and Bruce on the Sacred World of the Kais are told by Shin the only way they can stop Buu is with the Z-Sword. Bruce pulls it out with relative ease and both him and Goku are able to wield it. The Kais are shocked. How strong are these mortals? Eventually, during their training, as they test it, the sword breaks, revealing Old Kai. Bruce tries to get an update from Piccolo, but for some reason, he's not answering. He tries Bulma, and she tells him that Piccolo took the boys inside the time chamber. Old Kai offers to unlock their potential, to help, and Bruce is intrigued. Considering he had his potential unlocked, he wonders how much more he can draw out. Goku also wants to get it done, but he thinks it'd be better if he heads back to Earth, just in case Buu attacks. He also wants to check in on Goten and Trunks and maybe use the time chamber for himself. Old Kai begins the ritual on Bruce, who sits down patiently. He begins meditating. He realizes the key Supreme Kai and Old Kai give off is different. It feels much more pressurized. It's almost godly. His suspicions get confirmed when he asks Shin and he answers yes. As deities, the Kais are able to utilize God Ki. Bruce wonders if humans can use God Ki. Kibito drops Goku back on the lookout before teleporting back to the world of the Kais. Alfred greets Goku and asks if he's planning on going into the hyperbolic time chamber himself. Telling Alfred yes, Alfred gives him a capsule saying it's extra food and water that Master Bruce packed just in case. It's only been a few months in the time chamber, but Goten and Trunks are getting a handle on Super Saiyan 1. Goku enters and tells the boys they have exactly 1 day to prepare. Piccolo begins to leave and Goku tells him that he wants him to stay. Remember that Piccolo got his potential unlocked and he fused with Kami. He's one of the strongest fighters here. Him training alongside Goku, Goten, and Trunks would benefit them all greatly. And he only needs water, which Alfred gave them plenty of. Goku tells the boys they're about to go even further beyond. On the lookout, Nappa is feeling uneasy as he senses all the destruction on Earth. He can't stand it. He's a Super Saiyan, the head of Capsule Corps security. He should be down there fighting against that monster. He begins powering up in anger and Tien tells him to calm down. They would only risk adding fuel to the fire if that monster absorbs them. The best thing they can do is wait and protect Dende and the Dragon Balls. Vegeta eventually falls asleep after eating everyone and every dessert in sight. The day passes and Goku, Trunks, Goten, and Piccolo emerge from the time chamber. They all look so different. Their hair, it's longer, and they don't have eyebrows. The Saiyans unlocked Super Saiyan 3 pretty early on, and they spent the last 6 months using it as their base form. Now it doesn't have as much energy drain. Goten and Trunks are incredible. Their potential as hybrids is truly unbelievable. And Piccolo looks different as well. Kinda looks orange. It's weird. The 4 warriors immediately fly towards Vegeta, ready to fight him. Vegeta is shocked. Who are these people? Where are their eyebrows? Humans are so ugly. Goku begins to fight and he's actually holding his own against Vegeta. And they aren't worried about destroying Boo because they know that Vegeta and Gohan and everyone he's killed can be brought back with the Dragon Balls. Then they did upgrade them after all. However, Goku quickly realizes that even with training Super Saiyan 3, it might not be enough. The stamina drain is too great. Goten and Trunks sense this and they jump in. Their combo moves are absolutely devastating. The three Super Saiyan 3s begin to push Vegeta back, and Vegeta realizes, wait, where's the fourth one? The orange one. Vegeta is then shocked as he sees Orange Piccolo charging up a special beam cannon, ready to launch. However, in their arrogance, Goten and Trunks drop their guard and Boo quickly capitalizes, absorbing the Saiyan hybrids. Suddenly, everything seems lost as Boo powers up and becomes Boo-Tanks, although he doesn't have the vest. Goku is shocked at the power, and right as he believes all is lost, he senses something. It's Bruce. The ritual was finally finished and he arrives on Earth. Ultimate Bruce arrives and he throws something to Goku, telling him to put it on his left ear. Bruce has something on his right ear, and as Goku puts it on his left, they begin to fly towards each other, merging into one fighter. We have just witnessed the birth of Broku. Broku launches a huge Dark Knight flash, sucking all the light from the area. He begins to assault Boo-Tanks from all angles. Broku then turns into a Super Saiyan and begins charging a special attack. He looks at Piccolo and smiles, telling him he's gonna like this. Placing his fingers on his forehead, he yells out, Special Beam Kamehameha. Bruce had learned the Special Beam Cannon a while ago alongside almost every other key attack on Earth. This attack from Broku erases Boo completely, and Broku secretly wishes that he could fight Boo again. Now that everything is over, Broku realizes he has to explain to Chi-Chi why he now looks like this. This fusion is apparently permanent, and just as that sinks in, they defuse. That massive beam drained all their energy. The three of them head back to the lookout and wish for everything to be restored by the Dragon Balls. Gohan, Vegeta, Goten, Trunks are all brought back and everyone begins celebrating. Trunks and Goten show off Super Saiyan 3 to Vegeta, who's absolutely shocked. Once again, he's fallen behind. He grabs Nappa and Gohan and some extra food capsules from Bruce. The three of them aren't leaving until they unlock Super Saiyan 3. Now with Super, it largely goes the same. Beerus wakes up and he wants to fight a Super Saiyan god. Bruce Wayne does end up impressing him. For a mere human, this ultimate form is something really special. During this time skip, Bruce Wayne has been training non-stop and has basically gotten rid of all organized crime in every city. Gohan still helps him as Nightwing, and actually, Goten and Trunks help as well as Robin. Goku is still the strongest Saiyan, having perfected Super Saiyan 3, being able to use it at full power. And that's why Beerus chooses him to be the recipient of the Super Saiyan God form. Goku transforms into the Super Saiyan God, and no one can sense his energy except for Bruce Wayne. It's a similar pressure he feels off of Beerus and the Kais, and Whis notices this. A little bit of time passes after the battle, and eventually Whis and Beerus return to Earth, offering Bruce, Vegeta, and Goku the chance to come to his planet. Bruce brings in the best chefs and he gives Whis and Beerus a huge feast. Whis accepts the three of them as his students and they take off for his world. Bruce asks Gohan, Goten, and Trunks to look after the cities while he's gone. Gohan is excited because he wants to wear the Batman costume and he's totally gonna do it while Bruce is gone. Training under Whis on Beerus' world is extremely intense, but surprisingly, Bruce is able to keep up. Vegeta eventually unlocks Super Saiyan God, and then him and Goku eventually unlock Super Saiyan Blue during this time. Bruce actually learns to harness God Ki for himself, and it empowers his ultimate form to unfathomable levels. Now the Resurrection F saga doesn't happen because the Frieza Force tries to get the Dragon Balls, but Bruce has Nappa guarding them 24/7. As soon as Nappa sees the Frieza Force soldiers, he destroys them completely. And eventually they just give up on bringing Frieza back. The Universe 6 tournament team is slightly different with Bruce replacing Manaka. He doesn't actually get to fight because Goku, Piccolo, and Vegeta are taking everyone out. Goku beats Batama before getting knocked out by Frost's poison, and Piccolo is actually easily able to defeat Frost and Vegeta, but when he goes to fight Kappa, Vegeta asks to step in. Piccolo bows out and Vegeta fights Kappa, teaching him to unlock Super Saiyan. Unfortunately with Hit, despite Vegeta's power-up, Hit is still able to destroy him. Goku then fights Hit and he reveals Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken times 20. Their fight ends the same way with Goku bowing out. And when Bruce steps in, out of respect for Goku, Hit bows out. Zeno appears the same way and Bruce learns of the hierarchy of the deities. Now the beginning of the Goku Black arc is largely the same, but I have some cool things planned. Goku Black terrorizes Trunks' future and Trunks eventually retreats to the past. Goku, Vegeta, and Bruce arrive on Earth and eventually Goku Black arrives in the past. Him and Goku fight, with Goku Black being sent back to the future, but not before he destroys Trunks' time machine. Whis then mentions the similarities to the Supreme Kai in training, Zamasu. Bulma rebuilds the time machine while Trunks and Vegeta train together. Bruce goes along with Goku, Beerus, and Whis to find out more about Zamasu. After meeting with him and observing him, Bruce determines that Zamasu has murderous intent brewing within him. However, there isn't sufficient evidence to persecute him just yet. They return home and Bulma has built a slightly larger time machine considering how many people are going to the future. When they go back to the future, Goku Black reveals Super Saiyan Rose, and it is the greatest power they've ever seen. Not even Ultimate Bruce or Super Saiyan Blue can match it. They have Senzu beans thanks to Bruce, so they don't have to retreat back to the past just yet. They are able to keep fighting. However, it is futile, especially when a seemingly immortal Zamasu joins. Bruce launches a Dark Knight Flash and they retreat back home. Bruce, Goku, Whis, and Beerus go to confront Zamasu one more time. This time his murderous intent is so great that even Beerus and Whis can sense it. They are able to save Gowasu, with Beerus Hakkaiing Zamasu out of existence. They return back to Universe 7, and when Trunks tells Beerus that this isn't how time travel works in his experience, Beerus is offended. However, Bruce agrees with them, saying that modern time travel theories state that changing the past doesn't change the future, and that they need to go back to be sure. Vegeta exits the Room of Spirit in time, enraged and ready to beat Goku Black. Bruce and the Saiyan trio head back to the future, and Bruce has something extra prepared, just in case. Vegeta and Goku face Goku Black, while Trunks and Bruce are gonna face the immortal Zamasu. After realizing there's nothing they can do against Zamasu, Bruce throws a capsule on the ground, revealing a small container with a seal. Using the evil containment wave, he seals Zamasu away forever. Goku Black realizes that anger is the key to the Saiyan's bottomless power, and uses his hatred against the mortals to fuel and find an even higher level of Rose. He tears open a rift in which endless copies of himself flood out and fight Goku and Vegeta. He then realizes that something is wrong when he can no longer sense his counterpart's energy. He blitzes over to Bruce and Trunks and they begin to fight. He blasts Trunks away as he focuses on Bruce, who powers up further into his ultimate form. Goku Black is disgusted that a filthy human has God Ki within him. It shows just how far the gods have fallen. Bruce is being pushed to his absolute max by Goku Black. Desperately trying to hold back the assault, Bruce begins to focus on his breathing, taking a deep exhale as he begins to effortlessly dodge every attack. Goku Black sees a shining glimmer in his eyes and he's shocked, but just as soon as it arrives, it disappears. Goku Black knocks him out and grabs the capsule where Zamasu is, freeing his evil immortal counterpart. Realizing they can't risk it anymore, they decide to fuse into one being. Shin and Gowasu arrive just as the birth of the merged Zamasu occurs. Bruce eats a Senzu and links up with both Goku and Vegeta. Trunks launches at the merged entity on his own, but he's no match. The false deity begins to mock Trunks as he becomes more and more angry. Trunks eventually erupts in power, transforming into the Super Saiyan Rage form. And even this isn't enough for the merged fighter, who appears to have a huge halo around him. He falls back, joining his father, Goku, and Bruce. The four decide to focus their attacks on that giant halo around him, charging up into their max-powered forms. The four launch beams at Zamasu, who answers back by launching a death ball of his own. The Saiyan trio and Bruce are able to push this energy ball back, disrupting Zamasu's halo. The Kais then offer the mortals their Pataras. Bruce and Goku fuse, while Vegeta and Trunks fuse. These two merged fighters are more than enough for Zamasu. Broku and Vegex attack the false deity, being able to easily overpower and obliterate him. However, Zamasu's essence then floods into the ether of the universe, infecting every corner of it. Broku then pulls something out of his pocket. It's a little button, presses it, and Zeno appears. You know Bruce Wayne is always prepping, so of course he'd have a way to contact Zeno after meeting him. They tell Zeno what's up, and Zeno decides to destroy the universe. The two fusions hop into the time machine as the Kais disappear. Zeno erases the entire universe. The fusions diffuse as they land back into the present. Bruce then asks Trunks to take him back to the future because he needs to grab something. They grab future Zeno and bring him back to the past, presenting future Zeno as a friend to his past self. Bruce hopes this bond will one day help them should they need it. Now, at the end of the arc, Trunks does go back to his future, but not without some parting gifts from Bruce Wayne. Giving Trunks the coordinates to Rain Manor, he gives him a capsule, telling him to use the capsule in the cave. Bruce basically gave Trunks his own Batcave. It has everything Trunks would need to save his world should it be in danger again. Now eventually Zeno gets bored and decides to throw the Tournament of Power. Everything is largely the same, except Bruce replaces Boo during the exhibition match, and he replaces Frieza during the tournament. The tournament basically goes the same up until Jiren confronts Goku. With the Spirit Bomb acting as a catalyst for Goku's UI, Bruce realizes this is what happened to him against Goku Black. After Goku is defeated by Jiren, Bruce then confronts the monster. His martial mastery is beyond anything anyone has witnessed. Watching Goku use Ai and touching it himself, he taps into it once again. Focusing all of his energy on Jiren and the fight, he taps into the mastered version of Ultra Instinct. This pushes Jiren to unleash even more of his power. Vegeta and the rest of the tournament look on in awe as Bruce Wayne, a mere human, trespasses into the domain of the gods. Every single moment of his life has been building towards this. All he's learned, everything he's trained for, and he's not gonna let it go to waste. Bruce is able to push Jiren to the brink. Jiren asks why he's so powerful, and Bruce Wayne shares his story. Jiren eventually realizes that they are essentially the same person, yet Bruce's power is so much greater. This breaks his conviction of strength and allows Bruce to gain the upper hand. Bruce Wayne summons all of his energy into a Dark Knight Special Beam Kamehameha combo and knocks Jiren into the stands. Bruce smiles before he finally collapses. With Jiren gone, the rest of Universe 11 falls pretty easily. Universe 7 would still end up winning the tournament and Bruce would be granted MVP. And he would of course wish every universe back, and that's what I think would happen if Bruce Wayne was born into the Dragon Ball world. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because I have a whole bunch of these what ifs planned, such as what if Superman was born in the Dragon Ball Z world. You can expect a bunch of Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Game of Thrones, all kinds of content coming in the next few months. Link in the bio for all my socials, but please let me know what you think in the comments below and don't forget to hit follow for more. Peace.